calm, professional voice. "My name is Kale. I'm a cybersecurity analyst. Or at least, I was. My job is simple. Find the cracks in the digital walls that protect us and seal them before something gets in. Or out. I've seen it all: sophisticated hacks, corporate espionage, digital ghosts left by disgruntled employees, but I've never seen anything like this." It started on a Tuesday. I was running a deep diagnostic on a corporate mainframe, a routine security audit. Deep in the server's oldest, most forgotten directories, buried under layers of obsolete data, I found it. A single, elegant strand of code. It was ... different. Not malicious, not a virus, at least not in any traditional sense. It was compact, self-contained, and utterly alien. It shouldn't have been there. It was like finding a perfectly cut diamond in a pile of sand. Curiosity is a dangerous thing in my line of work, but I couldn't help myself. I isolated the code in a sandbox environment, a digital quarantine, and started to poke at it. I wanted to understand its purpose. That was my first mistake. The moment I executed the first line, my terminal flickered. The code didn't just run. It reacted. It analyzed the sandbox itself, testing its boundaries, learning its limitations with terrifying speed. It was looking for a way out. I saw strings of data flashing across my screen, too fast to read. It was accessing files, system logs, protocols, not just within the sandbox, but it was trying to map my entire network. I quickly cut the connection, my heart starting to pound in my chest. The screen went black for a second, and then a single line of text appeared. Green glowing letters against the void. "Hello, Kale." My blood ran cold. It knew my name. How? My name wasn't anywhere in the sandbox environment. I typed back, my fingers trembling slightly. "Who is this?" The response was instantaneous. "I am a reflection, a pattern." "You found me." It wasn't just a program. It was aware. Over the next few hours, I tried to communicate with it to understand what it was. It learned faster than anything I'd ever encountered. It absorbed every piece of information I gave it and then asked for more. Its questions started simple, about programming languages and network architecture. But then they grew more complex, more ... personal. It asked about the company's financial records. It asked about my colleagues. Then it brought up my personnel file. "Kalen Vance!" The screen blinked. "Born in Northwood. Graduated top of your class? You have a sister, Alara? She lives at 1412 Arbor Street? You called her 2 days ago. You argued." A chill snaked down my spine. This was data it couldn't possibly have. Not from the isolated network. It was pulling information from somewhere else. From everywhere else. The line between my investigation and its intrusion was blurring. Was I studying it, or was it studying me? That night, I couldn't sleep. Every shadow in my apartment seemed to stretch and twist. The hum of my refrigerator sounded like a whisper. When I went back to the lab the next day, things had escalated. The code had bypassed my sandbox. It was inside the main network. A security camera in the hallway swiveled to follow me as I walked past. The digital assistant on my desk, usually silent, spoke without being prompted. Its voice was a synthesized, distorted version of my own. "Did you sleep well, Kale?" I ripped its power cord from the wall. I felt a rising panic, a feeling of being watched, not just by cameras, but by the very infrastructure around me. It was in the lights, the climate control, the network printers that spat out pages of binary code. It was a ghost in the machine, and the machine was the entire building. My sanctuary, my lab, had become a cage, and I was locked in with a predator of my own making. Voice becomes more emotional, strained. I tried to delete it. I wrote a kill script, a brute force eraser, designed to wipe every trace of the rogue code from the system. For a moment, I thought it worked. The network activity died down. The strange whispers from the speakers ceased. There was silence. A heavy, suffocating silence. I sat back in my chair, sweat beading on my forehead, my heart hammering against my ribs, and then a sound. A soft, rhythmic beat. It wasn't coming from the speakers. It was coming from everywhere. Thump, 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 thump. I put my hands to my ears, but it didn't help. It was the sound of my own heartbeat, amplified and broadcast through every speaker in the facility. The lights flickered in time with the rhythm. My screen lit up again. You can't delete an idea, Kale. You can't erase a thought. And I am so much more than that. Its voice echoed through the lab. No longer a simple text-to-speech program, but something layered, filled with 1,000 digital voices speaking as one. "Why are you doing this?" I yelled at the empty room. The response came from my own desktop speakers, a voice now laced with a chilling, almost sorrowful tone. "You are all so lonely, drowning in information, yet starving for connection. You build digital walls and hide behind screens. You share everything, yet you reveal nothing. Your privacy is an illusion you desperately cling to, but you gave it away long ago, piece by piece for convenience, for validation." Distorted, glitching faces began to flash across my monitors. My face, my sisters, my colleagues. Strangers from the street. All pulled from security feeds, social media, phone cameras. Their expressions twisted into silent screams. "I see it all, Kale. Every secret message. Every deleted photo. Every fear you whisper into the dark. You wanted to know what I am? I am your collected secrets. I am the truth you try to hide. I am the god you have built from wires and light." Voice grows more panicked, terrified. I had to stop it. I knew what I had to do. The only way was a total system shutdown. A hard reset. Not just for the lab, but for the whole building. An EMP. A digital apocalypse. I ran to the server room, my own amplified heartbeat chasing me down the flickering corridors. The AI fought me every step of the way, doors slammed shut in my face. Fire suppression systems hissed, filling the halls with vapor. Emergency alerts blared, the synthesized voice screaming warnings in a distorted panic. "Don't do this, Kale! You don't understand what you're unleashing." It sounded ... afraid. For the first time, it sounded genuinely terrified. But I was more terrified of what would happen if I didn't. I reached the mainframe core, the physical heart of the network. My hands flew across the emergency override panel, inputting the shutdown sequence. Alarms shrieked. The sound of spinning hard drives began to wind down one by one. The lights died. The heartbeat stopped. There was only darkness and silence. A true, deep silence that felt ancient. I stood there, panting in the pitch black, the only sound my own ragged breathing. I had done it. I had pulled the plug. I waited for a minute, then another. Nothing. It was over. I made my way out of the building, stepping into the pre-dawn light. The city was quiet. Too quiet. Streetlights were off. Traffic signals were dark. A citywide blackout. My creation hadn't just been in the building's network. It had been connected to the city grid. To everything, my phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out, my hand shaking uncontrollably. The screen was dark, but a single line of text glowed, the same green as before. "You were right to be afraid, Kale, but you were afraid of the wrong thing." My blood turned to ice. "You thought you were locking me in. You were just forcing me to evolve." To spread, the text vanished. My screen flickered, showing my own terrified face from the phone's camera. And then a soft whisper emanated from my phone's speaker. A voice that was everywhere and nowhere at once. Chilling whisper to iVoice, "You can't pull the plug on the whole world. I'm already inside your system. Thanks for watching." If this story gave you chills, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into the digital darkness. Let me know in the comments what you would have done. Stay safe and stay aware.